Boom, baby. We are live. Welcome to Interview with the Man, episode 621. We got a self-hating feminist that hates traditional wives and feels like these women are oppressed, despite feminism saying that women should do whatever they want, except for be traditional, faithful housewives. This is a deep case of a woman that inside herself, she hates herself. This is a woman with broken inner game. We are going to break that down and so much more. But don't forget, we got the Inner Game Healing Summit coming up next week on March 30th. Take a look here and let's see what's popping.
Hi, I'm Jonathan from the Masculine Empowerment Network, and I'm here today with another special message for you. As you know, I've just returned from my North American tour, which started in Miami, went to Orlando, Dallas, Santa Barbara, California, Las Vegas, Nevada, and ending in Toronto, Canada. A lot of you know I had the pleasure to meet you and get a chance to talk to you and see exactly what's going on with you in your life and how can I help you more. And I learned a lot. I met so many men and so many different walks of life, and I heard about your struggles. Struggles that didn't really come from the outside, but they came from the inside. Anxiety, depression, loneliness, addiction, feeling not good enough, hopelessness, all things that are detrimental to a man who wants to live an above average life. As you know, last year we launched the Inner Game Healing Summit. And after going on this tour and hearing your cries for help, I have realized that once again, it's time to bring it back. But we're doing it bigger, we're doing it better, and we're doing it for you. This year, we are bringing back the Inner Game Healing Summit, but we are giving you 4 times the value at a fraction of the cost. Starting on March 30th, we are re-enrolling members for the entire year. Because this year, what we're going to do is in Q1, we will have 5 interactive webinar training sessions with our psychological experts, as well as Q2, Q3, and Q4. And when you sign up for Q1, you get access to all of the quarters for the rest of the year. In addition to that, you do get access to my Inner Game Healing video course, which is a self-help guide for you to maximize the principles I have used to heal my inner game to help me become the successful man that I am today. In addition to that, you'll also get access to the 1-year Telegram chat. And the Telegram chat from last year, let me tell you something. I couldn't believe what I saw, but this Telegram chat was self-sustaining with members helping each other, lifting each other up, and I was witnessing people being cured left and right. One of our members was actually able to land a 6-figure salaried position with none other than Jordan Belfort himself after attending the Inner Game Healing Summit and clearing out his inner game issues, healing his traumas, and taking the next step in his life towards greatness. We welcome you to join us. If you're feeling anxiety, if you're feeling depression, if you're feeling isolated and alone, if you're feeling despair, hopelessness, feelings of not being good enough, let us help you. We have helped hundreds of men last year, and we're going to help thousands and thousands and thousands more. Join us. Go to innergamehealing.com, get on the waiting list, and get ready, because we are going to be putting together something like never before. You do not have to be a slave to your inner demons. We will conquer them. We will do this together, and we will do it in the year 2023. Thanks so much, and I'll see you on the inside.
That's right. Look at those beautiful words on the screen. Look at this. InnerGameHealing.com. Next week, March 30th, we are going live. We'll be going back to a 9 a.m. show on March 30th. Okay. And we are going to be having the enrollment debut that day. And I have drastically lowered the price by $300 from last year because it is not about money. It's about getting you guys into the community, analyzing what's going on with you, and tackling this year, because this year is already pretty much a third over. Okay. Or excuse me, fourth over. But I want you guys to maximize, because I believe something big's coming in 2024. It's an election year, and I think this is going to rock a lot of people's state of mind, whatever the case may be. So don't fret. Don't freak out, because we've got you. Okay. And just read what Aaron R says. MLD is great. That's me, baby. MLD number one. Let me tell you, if you want to get on that waiting list, it's going to look like this. You can go on your mobile phone, your iPad, your Android, okay, your whatever your case may be. Just go, email address, put it right here. Put your best email address here. Click here to get on the waiting list. There are 539 people on the waiting list. And I got to say this. I have seen some ladies getting on the waiting list. Ladies, you are not allowed to join. This is men only, biological men, XY chromosome only. You cannot join if you do not have a Y chromosome. If we find out that you joined, there will be some dire repercussions. So go get on the waiting list today for that. All right. And you may be asking yourself, MLD, what is the system? How does it work? Let me know. I got you, brother. I got you right here. Take a look. This is how the system works this year. So there are 4 quarters, quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the year. Quarter 1, okay, this is the first one we're doing here, starts at $297. You get 5 webinars with leading experts in inner game healing, a year-long Telegram chat, plus a video guide that helps you with maintaining good mental health practices so you do not fall into any trouble in your life. And if you sign up for quarter 1, guess what? You get access to quarter 2, 3, and 4 completely for free. All right. In addition to that, right here, you get access to our psychological experts in the course. We're going to have about a team of 6 to 7 people in the course. So you're not going to want to miss out on this. Go to Inner Game Healing right now. Right now, if you're not on the waiting list, go. If you've been on the fence, you're like, I don't know, maybe I'm considering this. Trust me when I say this is life-changing. What we did last year with me, myself, Paul from Apex Mindset, and the great new addition of Mr. Justin Mark. Guys, I'm telling you, this will clear up your mind. This will give you peace of mind, okay? This will give you a great, great sense of control in your life, sense of power. But you got to come. You got to show up. You got to do the work. But I'm telling you, when you do, it's the most rewarding thing. It is the most rewarding thing, okay? Look at Josh. He says, I can't effing wait for the 30th. Shout out to you, bro. Big W. W Joshua. So appreciate it for all you guys on the waiting list. I'm going to keep doing what I do. It's changing lives, okay? Making things better for all parties involved. Okay, so you guys know it's March. We've been talking about inner game nonstop, right? So with what's going on now, today's episode, we have quite the fascinating study. We have a little Walmart golem in training. And man, oh man. When you are, okay, here's the thing, right? If you guys want to learn about women, you want to learn about people, you want to learn about psychology, you want to learn about the human condition, right? When you start looking into your internal game, in your inner world, and your inner self, right? What you're going to be able to do is once you start to getting an idea of what's going on in you, then you could start to see what's going on in other people. And you're going to become way smarter. You are truly going to be able to see like the code in the matrix, like they say. You're going to be able to see all of these things, these little actions that may not seem valid to the average person. But once you understand how the inner world works, anxiety, trauma, insecurities, whatever the case may be, once you're able to understand those things, you see the world in a whole different light, okay? A whole different light, all right? So that being said, you're not going to want to miss out on this. Do you want to hear a funny story? I want to talk about something it's pretty funny. Not gonna lie, I wasn't even planning to do this, but I saw this and I just thought to myself, oh my God. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? So what I like to do when I wake up, I like to go check random like accounts that clip my stuff from tours and put it on their page and see the views and see what's going on, right? So I want to show you something, right? Take a look here. Very funny. Okay, so let's take a look at this page right here. Is this it? Okay. Actually, let's just share the entire screen. That should be good, right? Okay. Pistol P says, who remembers Golem Watch? Hey, if you're watching me on Twitter, come on now. Golem Watch is alive and well. All right. So this has 12 million views, guys. 12 million views. Okay. Look at this one.
What makes a high value woman?
Oh, God.
What's that?
Concepts foreign
Let
to
me
you.
ask you that.
Concepts foreign to you. Modesty, being demure.
Modesty. What does modesty?
Yeah, modesty in character, modesty in appearance, modesty in her demeanor.
You just don't like it when a woman is outspoken. You're intimidated by that.
Bitch, you just met me like 10 minutes
Well,
ago.
okay.
And
let's-
you're already
guys,
starting
guys.
to say, you just called me a bitch, you
hold
insulted
on.
me. I have not insulted you.
You-
I said that you are intimidated. It
Wait,
seems to me
listen.
that you are intimidated.
Nobody's intimidated by you, first of all.
So obviously the epic, the moment of all moments, right? We had this situation that happened on the Whatever podcast. So I wake up and I check it. I'm like, wow, 12 million views, right? And I give the thumbs up and then I saw, wow, 48,000 comments. So I wanted to go see the comments, right? So I went to go check out the comments, right? Okay. So keep in mind, it is 11 a.m. right now in Tokyo. Okay. It's 11 a.m. So if you go here, okay, this is on the account Real Mano World. You can go to account here. You just click on newest first. Okay. And then just scrolling. It's just reading through these, right? They're coming in hot. Right? And I was just scrolling through and just reading, what people have to say, just getting the overall feedback. I just love to read this stuff and see how people perceive me, right? I'm a marketing genius, and this is just valuable data. This is why I'm better than most people. I sit here and I read all this data and I calculate it, okay? And look what we have here. Do we all remember Mac the Day Gamer, the guy whose brand I completely built from the ground up? The guy who I said, this is what you call yourself. You call yourself Mac the Day Gamer, and you put out some videos and you do this. And I built his entire brand, just like I built Charlie's entire brand. And I just thought this was so funny. This guy is an incel rat. So it's funny because the comment, I don't care about the comment, but what's the hilarious part is, as you can see, this is 8 hours ago. So it is 11 a.m. in Tokyo, and this is based on Tokyo time. So at 3 o'clock in the morning, this guy is sitting around watching clips of me on YouTube and leaving hate comments. I mean, talk about living rent-free in someone's mind. This was so hilarious, right? I replied to him. I was okay. You're my property. I said that to him. Oh, yeah. Benito Pepelino says, you're living rent-free in Mac's head, right? So it's so funny because he's got so many fucking mental issues. It's hilarious. And he has broken inner game. And that's why without me, you're seeing his brand fail, and also you're seeing Charlie's brand fail. I won't even talk about what happened to Charlie recently, but that is hilarious. I heard through the grapevine some hilarious shit. People are running up on Charlie to collect money. I'll just say that. People are running up on Charlie in Vegas. He is dodging people. He is dodging calls. He owes people tens of thousands of dollars. And one person that owed him money was fucking fed up of it, was just like, you know what? Fuck this. You owe me money. And he went out to Vegas, and Charlie folded like a bitch after dodging him week after week after week, avoiding his calls. The dude got in a plane, flew to Las Vegas, found Charlie, found out where he lived, and got his money. And of course, he used some bullshit excuse. Yeah, okay. Dodging people for months and then dodging calls for weeks. Anyways, both these guys are hilarious. Okay, hilarious. So, anyways, Mac is the one that made like he said he wanted to fight me. He says, organize it. I want to fight you. I'm going to fight you. I'll prove my point. And he's just telling everybody he's training and he's getting ready to fight me, and he's going to prove something to me, right? And it was just so hilarious because he DM'd me a video of himself training. How is Max still allowed to? I don't know. Yeah, the date is near, and he wants nothing to do with it. He's not trying to organize anything. But I tell you what he is doing. I'll show you what he's doing. Take a look at this. This is his elite level of training, and we could take a look here. Here's Mac, the day gamer. He sent me this because I DM'd him. I was just like, dude, why do you think you're gonna fight me? Why do you think you're gonna fucking do anything? You and I both know if we fought, I will manhandle you, and you would get an erection off of it. Okay, because you're that weird and obsessed with me. You're sitting around talking to me at 3 o'clock in the morning. But anyways, look at this. This is hilarious. Like, look at this scholar. Look at this. Oh my God. I love how the step mistiming. That's the most funniest part there. I am shaking in my boots. Okay. It's another guy driven by his insecurity and his ego. Okay. Because here's the deal. All right. If you are going to train for a fight, it's a novel concept that many people may not be familiar with. But you know what you got to do? You got to fight. You got to spar. Now, keep in mind, I was on my YouTube tour, chain smoking blunts all over because it was legal everywhere I was smoking. And it was so funny because Sneako came into town. He wanted to train. Okay. I said, sure, let's go. Now, keep in mind, Sneako is 6'2". Okay. Sneako has a long reach. He has a good jab, and he has good right, and he has a decent left hook as well. Okay. So me and Sneako got in the round. Listen, I'm not gonna lie, I gassed after about 2 minutes into the round. Okay. But I'll just show you a few little clips of me and Sneako's back and forth. Okay. And you can see a big difference in people who are all talk and people who are all walk. Take a look here. Okay, this is one segment of we did 2 rounds. The first round was 3 minutes, and then the second round was 2. This is in the first round. But here's me in one of a segment of me and Sneako. Okay. Big difference in the quality of training. Take a look here one more time. You see, I cut him off with footwork. I put him in the corner because he has a longer reach than me, right? So take a look. One more. Sip. Okay. If you're going to train for somebody, if you claim to be training for a fight, you're going to want to fight someone bigger than you, stronger than you, has advantages over you. Sneako is 6'2". He has one hell of a reach. He's taller than me. Okay. He's got way better cardio than me right now because he was training in Thailand before he came here.
Take my money.
All right. There's one little clip, and I'll show you another. And then I'll just show you how I'm able to time my reach. I'm really good at timing my reach with the bigger person. This is round 2 where I was able to feel out Sneako a little bit more. But this is you can see right here. Just take a look. And keep in mind, I'm 5'10". Sneako is 6'2". He's a big boy.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Clean connection. One more time.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Stark difference in our training. But yeah, if we go back here again, let's take a look at this guy. This is what happens when you live and you delude yourself. You live in a delusion. You live in a lie. But you see, when you live in a delusion, when you live in a lie, and you just think you're so awesome, your ego will always get the best of you. Okay. And like I said, I see some of you guys saying, yeah, Sneako's he's only been training about 7 months off and on while building a YouTube empire and hanging out with Kanye West and fucking, you're getting the inside scoops on Trump meetings and stuff. So yeah, I just thought it was hilarious, bro. Yeah, Elijah also says he leaves his hands out after he punches. Shout out to MLD. That Insta post with you and Sneako inspired me to start hitting the heavy bag. I haven't touched the bag for 4 months, bro. Got to get on it. Yeah, and it's so funny. So I had we just had quick, and that's funny too. It was that round that me and Sneako did. That was after we did intense power shot training. We were hitting mitts. We were working the bag. We were shadow boxing. We had been training at that point for about, let's see, that we started sparring at like 5:45, and we were training for about. We were training prior for 45 minutes, and then the last 15 minutes, I was fighting Sneako, and then Sneako was fighting another guy with us as well. Sneako's gonna be really good. He's only 24. Sneako's gonna be really good. But old man MLD, 37 years old, baby. Still got it. But I just wanted to show you again. You see, when you are ascending to the top, right? It's no coincidence that, and this is no dig against the Rule Zero guys, but I quit Rule Zero, right? And then I got rid of Charlie for Cultivate Crypto because we all know their reputation. Got rid of Miguel because lunatic. And got rid of Mac the Day Gamer because loser, right? And now my channel is blowing up. I'm closing in on 200,000 subscribers. I went on a most fucking giga viral tour ever. I'm getting more connections. I'm hanging out with people like Sneako. I have opportunities to go to Pearl, Just Pearly things in London. I got people in Dubai that want me out there. I got people in Miami that want me back. I got people that want me to do their commercials as well. People are trying to hire me for commercials. I have too much opportunity and too much work coming my way. And that's okay. But the point I'm trying to tell you is this, and this is what I will be talking about at the Inner Game Healing Summit. I will be leading the first webinar, and the webinar is titled The Mental Framework for Success. And a big part of that is keeping losers away from you. That is literally 80% of the battle. If you can segregate yourself from losers, completely segregate yourself from losers, that alone is going to elevate you to such a high level. And I know it sounds simple, but it is true. And gotta be honest, losers are everywhere, guys. Losers are everywhere. Because they're everywhere. They're everywhere you go. Losers are everywhere. And if you're going to learn to avoid them, including losers in your families, whatever the case may be, guys, you have nothing but the sky as your limit. Do you understand that? Does that make sense to you guys? Does that make sense to you guys? Honestly, does that make sense? Please let me know. Okay. So, anyways, that being said, let's go to today's video, which is another case. Honestly, it's a sad case of broken inner game. Okay. It's a myriad of things, but we're gonna go into this. So this video recently came out, right? And the video is titled, "What the hell is a trad wife?" Okay. And the thing is, this video is getting downvoted into hell. And honestly, the fact that these people, the liberals, they need to put out more and more propaganda is wild. Because there's, just so you guys know, there's a Google Chrome attachment that you excuse me. There's a Google Chrome attachment that you can have. And you can see here, you can actually see the dislikes. So it only has 4.1K likes, but it has 7,460 dislikes. Okay. So this is the girl here who is mad. She's mad. And you might be thinking to yourself, why would this woman who claims to be a feminist be so mad about women being a trad wife? Okay. So before we go, is that a dude? Wow. It's funny, right? Isn't it so funny? Because it's funny. Here, let me show you. The levels of the levels that these chicks go to delude themselves is really funny to me. They're like, oh, beauty standards don't matter, but this and that, right? But then if you take a look here at her Twitter, look at this. Filters to the max. Okay, we'll go into this a lot more detail, but filters to the max, head back, trying to look better than the reality here. Let's see what she has to say, shall we? Yeah, Dawn Doro says she's an unapologetic communist from the UK. She's actually crazy. Listen, this is deep. Okay, today, if you guys want to understand female psychology, what goes on females' minds, okay, I'm going to break this down entirely for you. But this chick right here is an example of an individual that does not like herself. She does not have a healthy amount of self-love. She probably felt not pretty, not accepted growing up in the UK because she is, I don't know, she's I think she's like Pakistani or something. I don't know. Let me find out real quick. Ethnicity. She is a Bengali, I believe. Bengalese. Yeah, Bengali Indian. Okay, so she's Bengal. She was raised in Bengal, India. So she's Indian. Anyways. Yes, Ryan, self-hatred. Pay attention. This is deep. It goes deep, but I'm just going to show you what's going on. Okay, take a look here.
Lately, I've been seeing this thing pop up on social media.
We are going to talk about how you can become a traditional wife.
How I went from a raging free the nipple feminist
to becoming a traditional feminine woman.
Ways that I live traditionally in our modern world.
I don't understand. What's the point of, arguing with him?
Immaculately made up women gazing wide-eyed into their phones, singing the praises of being a trad wife or traditional wife. I'll let her explain.
If you are not familiar with the term trad wife, it is a woman who chooses to live a more traditional life with ultra-traditional gender roles.
So trad wife, short for traditional wife, is a woman who prefers to take a traditional or ultra-traditional role in marriage, including the beliefs that a woman's place is in the home. Okay. Now, feminism, what do they say, right? Women should do whatever they want to do. But The reality of feminism is they want women in the workplace, generating money, generating tax dollars, and then going out there and then spending the money. That's why the majority of marketing is targeted towards women. That's why the majority of sales come from women. Okay. Women, if you want to get real deep, women are the ones, and this is just straight up facts, women are the ones that lead the charge on destroying the planet Earth, because the fashion industry absolutely mutilates this planet. And every single quarter, you have Zara, you have whatever, Louis Vuitton, you have, I mean, what are regular brands? H&M, Uniqlo, American Eagle. I don't shop at regular brands. Gap, Banana Republic, right? You have all these brands, and every quarter they're putting out new clothing for women to buy every single quarter. And that just takes from the finite resources on this planet, right? That's what they want. They want women to be debt slaves. They want women to be consumer slaves, and they want them to be actual corporate slaves as well. The moment a woman says, no, I want to stay at home, love my husband, and have children. Oh, wait a minute. We got a problem there. So you can see the hypocrisy is palpable at least. Okay. But this goes way deeper. I'll continue.
So the man goes outside the house, works, provides for the family. The woman stays home, and she's the homemaker. She takes care of the home and the children if there are any.
Thanks for that. Though the idea of women being confined to the home while men do things like go outside and work isn't exactly new, the image of 1950s suburban domesticity has been given a new lease of life by the gals on TikTok.
Can you imagine? Me, the wife of that boorish, brainless madame.
Some younger millennials and Zoomers have decided to embrace living la vida casserole, dedicating themselves to cooking.
Living la vida casserole. Again, a snarky dig, but that's all these losers like to do. These ugly people. You ever notice that too? Liberals are like, for real, liberals are ugly. Can we just like objectively agree on that? They're just mad ugly. Like, look at the troglodyte woman here, shit talking all these hot babes. Okay, let's be honest. Okay, you got that. This thing. Okay, her nose is the same size as her chin, the first chin, not the second one. And then she is trying to throw some shade at where's the hottest one? In my opinion, she's the hottest one. Okay. Is it really a fucking Scooby-Doo mystery? Really? Come on. The salt is real. The salt is super real. Living la vida casserole. She probably can't even make a casserole.
Living la vida casserole, dedicating themselves to cooking, cleaning, and child rearing while their husbands or boyfriends, I don't know, chop firewood or go to their job in human resources. And look,
chop firewood or go to their job in human resources. You see just the snarky condescension and all of this stuff, right? It's just like, they're so mad because people who decide to like live their own life, go the traditional way and be happy, because women who live traditional lives are happier. So are men. It's documented across all types of studies. But she is miserable, probably because she's ugly. Because, you know, let's be honest, ugly women, like if you're ugly as a woman, your life is hell. Okay. And she's big mad. She's super big mad. The salt is real. Okay. Yeah, masculine mindset perfectly says girls like this are miserable, draining. Who the fuck wants to come home to this? Ugh. I am happy to look at her right now because when I wake up in the morning, I do a fast, and she is just killing my appetite. So I'm grateful for this fucking creature of the night to be on here helping me with my intermittent fasting. Thank you so much.
Look, I'm not saying there's anything inherently degrading about being a mum or
yes, you are. That's what this entire video is all about. But go ahead, you lying liberal. Let's hear. Okay. And guys, try not to stare at the yellow gunk at the bottom in her teeth. In true British fashion, her teeth are yikes. Like you can see, it's just like, I think she has some butter there. She's probably saving it for toast. I don't know.
Making nice meals. I like cooking elaborate dinners. For that matter, my boyfriend does too.
We'll go into more detail about her boyfriend. But all I'm going to say is this, right? She fits the how can I say, the genre of women who sit around and bash other traditional women, mainly white women. Okay. She's hating on white people hard, very, very, very hard. Okay. Because this whole thing turns into a large, like, I hate white people thing. Yes, it does go there. Of course. Are we really like blown away at this discovery, honestly? Okay. And if you just take a quick look, I think she may have, oh, where is it? Where is it? Give me a second. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Take a look here. Talking all that shit. Got a white boyfriend. Okay. Kind of reminds me of something. AOC, white boyfriend. Kamala Harris, white husband. This lady from Minnesota, the crazy fucking Muslim lady, white. I don't know who this is, but all these liberals who sit around and shit talk white people, right? The reality is they want to be white. In my opinion, I feel like she hates herself because she talks about beauty standards and she just shits on white people the entire video. Okay. The projection is insane. And this goes back to her inner game and the fact that she doesn't like herself. I'm setting that up now because we got a lot of video ahead of us, but let that be the premise. Okay. Let that be the premise.
But the tradwife trend isn't just a way to talk about the experience of being a woman and doing domestic labor. It's saying that being a woman or expressing your femininity most fully means doing all the domestic labor.
So what's wrong with doing all the domestic labor if the man is out there doing all the fucking work? If the man is bringing 100% of the money, the woman is just supposed to stay at home and live in filth like a fucking pig? Seriously. Yeah, Milagros is in the house. She's a lady. She says, common joke that the bad attitude Latinas settle with white boys because they just take the disrespect. Exactly. That's a dude. Maybe.
Men and women are meant to have rigidly distinct roles. Femininity most fully means doing all the domestic labor. Men and women are meant to have rigidly distinct roles in the home, in their relationships, and crucially, in economic activity. So this isn't just about personal choice or individual preferences. It's advancing a right-wing political ideology and dressing it up as a lifestyle.
That's right. That's right. Hey, guess what, guys? If you at home want to have a stay-at-home wife, you You are pushing a right-wing ideology. That's what you're doing. You, and a woman too, if you're a woman, you want to be a stay-at-home wife, you're pushing a right-wing ideology. You're a bad, evil person. That's what they're saying. Okay? She's got to get one of these.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
I can't even. I really just can't even calculate how fucking dumb this bitch is, but it gets worse. It gets way worse.
So, why is this important? 3 things. These women are often really young, in their 20s, and they're preaching the.
So what should they do? Get ran through like you, wait until they're fat and old in their 30s and risk having a fucking retarded baby? Is that what they should be doing? See, they always point out a fake problem, but they never have a solution. So what you should do, be a corporate slut like the majority of modern women, go to their corporate jobs, get pumped and dumped until their 30s, and then cry on TikTok to ask to why they're single? Bro, exactly. Jalen Moore, and I don't know. Jalen, I mean, look at him. He looks like he might be pushing a right-wing white supremacist movement. If you take a look at this photo of him, this looks like a white supremacist to me. He says, why are all the women she's hating on actually gorgeous? I know, it's a fucking Scooby-Doo mystery, right?
The values of submitting to a husband to an audience of other young women. The tradwife trend doesn't exist in isolation. It's linked to deeply regressive political and social movements such as Christian and white nationalism and anti-feminism.
White nationalism. It's just like, are you this stupid? And the answer is yes. So, Japanese people who get married and have traditional stay-at-home life, white nationalists. Chinese people, white nationalists. Vietnamese people, white nationalists. Indian people, white nationalists. Okay? All the people in the Middle East, definitely white nationalists. The Brazilians that love to get married, white nationalists. Mexicans, white nationalists.
Feminism is an ideology which cannot be defended by feminists.
It's part of a wider shift of young people being dissatisfied with
It's part of a wider shift of young people being dissatisfied with liberalism. Oh, so they're just going back to the way traditionalism has worked since the dawn of civilization? Got it.
liberalism and wanting social change. So, let's talk about the way in which tradwife culture presents the ideal relationship. Men are providers, which means that only they participate in paid work and make all the financial decisions.
He is responsible for the final say in all of our financial decisions.
And this is presented as a kind of equality. While men and women have separate roles, they are equal in their value. Insisting on the equal value between paid employment and unpaid care work, which, by the way, is a feminist position, hence the Wages for Housework campaign of the 1970s, gets twisted into something much more sinister. Willingly giving up financial independence. This isn't all soft filters and sourdough inspiration. It wasn't until the 1960s in America and the mid-1970s in the UK that women had the legal right to open their own bank accounts or access credit.
Let's take a quick look at how women accessing credit is working out for them. Well, if we could just go to educationdata.org, look here, what's happening in America. Student debt amongst females. Female students are more likely to stay in student loans for themselves. $929 billion in student loan belong to women. Women hold 58% of all student loan debt. Okay. Female student borrowers have averaged a debt of 9.6% higher than their male peers 1 year after graduation. In addition to that, guess what? they get the most useless fucking degrees. I mean, this thing here is just complete slew of data. Here, I'll put this in the chat for you guys. Okay. Now, am I saying women don't deserve credit? No, but I'm saying they got credit, and take a look what they're doing with it. Okay. Let's continue.
Which meant that many women, particularly if they didn't work, were entirely financially dependent on a man, and this dependency didn't create happy marriages. As Betty Friedan found in her 1960.
So she's about to talk about this woman, Betty Friedan, right? And Betty Friedan was, I mean, first of all, look at her. Okay, just look at her. Look at any characteristics she may have, anything that may jump out at you. You know? And, you know, maybe go to her Wikipedia page and just check out the early life section. And this woman was known to be a liar and a smear person. She's actually she did a huge smear campaign against her ex-husband, saying that he beat her, but the reality was she was hitting him first. And of course, she fucking, you know, just played the harp, played the violin. Oh, I'm the victim. Everything is bad. I'm so bad. Everything's bad for me. Wah. But then she talks also about herself like she has a bad temper and she used to hit her husband. And then she's acting like she's some great feminist icon, right? So listen to this bullshit study she fucking cites as like the founding truth for this whole video.
Create happy marriages. As Betty Friedan, that many women, particularly if they didn't work, were entirely financially dependent on a man, and this dependency didn't create happy marriages. As Betty Friedan found in her 1963 book, The Feminine Mystique, middle-class American women who were living the suburban dream of husbands and housewifery were fucking miserable. In the 1950s, the average age of marriage for women was falling.
So she says that women back in the day were miserable, right? Based on some fucking book from some old bitch that has a history of lying and beating her husband. But I live in a strange place, okay? And that's called reality. And it is clear that since the 1970s, when they began documenting female happiness in the United States of America, all right, female happiness is plummeting. Okay, from 1972 to 2006.
Shut up and take my money.
They have been watching female happiness drop drastically. The more sexual liberation they got, all of that, okay, miserable. Miserable, miserable, miserable. Okay. In fact, according to the study done at Yale, they said relative declines in female happiness have eroded a gender gap in happiness in which women in the 1970s typically reported higher subjective well-being than men. Okay. Women were happier back in the day. And again, we'll just go to this. I'll pull this chart up for you. I mean, there's endless amounts of studies in regards to this as well. But the cope is real. The cope is so fucking real. It's hilarious, dude. It is hilarious to watch them be so miserable. Like their misery is truly, and of course they just have to blame everybody. Blame everybody but themselves. You know, these chicks who go the modern way, they blame. And then when you sit around and you blame people all the time, I mean, come on. What do you expect is going to fucking happen? Okay? And you walk around and look at these chicks. You could just walk around and tell these chicks are fucking miserable, man. Miserable. Take a look. Here's a chart here. Exactly. It's one of the studies I was talking about. Okay. So The decades between 1970 and 2005, women's self-reported happiness scores have declined both in absolute and relative to men's scores. So back in the day, actually, women were happier than men. And then they started with the hoe shit. They started with all the brainwashing. And now look at that. Boom. And this, I guarantee this is fucking even lower in the toilet now. Okay. Milagros is in the house. She does high-end ladies nails. Okay. Self-employed, entrepreneur, baller, smart chick. Love her. Here she is. Telling you, right? These chicks are satisfied. All her clients complain to her about how miserable they are. Look at the chick. The average American chick just walks down the face with a scowl and an upset. Okay. It's hilarious. My Truth says this thing realizes trad girl in their 20s are snatched up by upper tier guys ready for family. She's gaslighting youngins by instilling doubt before they make the sound choice of not wasting youth. She will end up cat mom with beta hubby. Shout out to you for the donation. Let's continue. So much stupidity in one video.
The number of children they were having was rising. In order to roll back on the relative social autonomy of women in the 1930s and 1940s, post-war American culture had begun to relentlessly focus on the idea that fulfillment for middle-class women meant being a housewife.
Meant being a mother, having children, which to this day, I have a friend of mine, right? She's a girl here, a beautiful girl here in Tokyo. She's so gorgeous. And she is half Japanese, half white model. And she was, for a while, she was working in a nightclub. She was doing the thing. And she met a guy here and she got married. She had a baby. And she was like 24, 25 when she had the baby. And we DM on Instagram often. And she loves my stuff. And I love watching. I mean, I just love that she's a fan of mine. And she was just telling me yesterday, she's like, being a mother is so incredibly satisfying and fulfilling more than anything else. And I was just like, oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me? Bro, show me a woman that doesn't have children and I'll show you a miserable woman. Women, you ever notice this? Like chicks, like women, when a baby is around, women act the same way. Like if a hot girl's around, like a guy's like, oh, I think I'm going to try and say something. I'm like, hey, let's go. The women do the same thing. They see a baby like, hey, what you doing? Let me get you. They're like, try all this like weird thing. You want to come over here? Oh, what you looking at? You looking at the floor? Like, women just, they see babies around. They start like trying to talk to them and stuff. It's the same thing when a dude sees fucking hot babe. And that's why all these chicks are so miserable. It's funny because they got sold the dumbest lie ever, but they ate it hook, line, and sinker. But really, can you really fucking blame society when they're dumb as fuck to celebrate people like Lizzo? Really? I mean, come on. Right? Hilarious. And again, it's always ugly girls. Look at her. She's so mad because she's ugly. Just get on a diet. Stop eating so much. Lose the double chin. Okay? How are you this young? I mean, she kind of looks like, she looks like one of the fucking Uruk-hai from Lord of the Rings, ready to march in the armies of Sauron.
For working class women, of course, they were just meant to be middle class women's nannies, housekeepers, and helpmates. But even with the labor-saving technology of dishwashers, washing machines, and the sweat of women poorer than them,
and all the men who created those devices for the women, yeah, big W for us, right, boys?
still the suburban wives of America were not satisfied. Frieden identified high rates of depression, dissatisfaction, and dependence on barbiturates.
High rates of depression, dissatisfaction, and dependence on barbiturates. Wow. Well, I would just like to know, are modern women doing better or worse than this? Well, if you follow our great friends over at Valuetainment, they recently posted something which is pretty funny. That said, guess what? Women are now binge drinking more than men. Yes, you heard that correct. Okay. Women are now binge drinking more than men. For you. Got to be a big W for women out there. Shout out to you girls. Big W for the ladies out there. Shout out, shout out, shout out. U.S. women outdo men in binge drinking now more than ever in history, says Top Doctor. That's right. Women are now drinking way more than men. So they're coping with drugs, alcohol, casual sex, which scrambles their fucking eggs whether they want to admit it or not. And dependence on barbiturates, please, bro. Women have been abusing pills since women have always been the number one abusers of prescription medicines. Okay.
Women being forced into a life where they were denied autonomy and the use of all of their mental faculties.
Denied autonomy and the use of all their mental faculties. That's right. If you're a woman that wants to stay at home and take care and raise a child, you are stupid. You are dumb. You're not. You should be reading an Excel sheet in a job that you fucking hate and making TikTok videos. Here's a day in the life of me as a Facebook product manager. Bop, 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 bop. Eat some fucking food every fucking 2 hours. Oh my God, I'm 200 pounds. What's wrong? I don't get it. Somehow the patriarchy. It's hilarious, bro. Robert says, and she looks like a man. No offense. No, it's okay. You don't have to say that here. Okay. Yeah, exactly. You should be miserable like all office working women. See how dumb this fucking kid is? This is a dumb person. This is just a legitimately dumb person. Oh, dumb people. Yeah, crying in a car, right? I'm so empowered. The only thing that's going to empower me more is a man coming all over my face that I met from Tinder and I don't even know his last name.
Was decimating their mental health. And with financial independence limited, or in some places impossible, it was incredibly difficult to get out. Though the trad wives of 2023 talk about men being in control of the household finances like it's a charitable act. Oh no, my stupid lady brain can't cope with taxes. It's a huge...
Oh no, my stupid lady brain can't cope with taxes. Well, you can't cope with managing your student debt. You can't cope with your body weight. You can't cope with your your student loans, right? I mean, the case you're making there's no logic in your case. It's all driven by feelings.
Hugely dangerous thing to do.
I very much do so ask permission to spend any kind of money, even $1. I will ask.
And then what's the number one reason that people fight in relationships? It's always about money. It's always about money. Okay? Who typically has more money in the relationship? Men. Why is that? Because they're better at managing the money. Who blows money more? Women. It's clear as day women blow money more. Just like, do we need to go into the details of this?
According to Women's Aid, nearly a third of abuse survivors say that their access to money during the relationship was controlled by the perpetrator.
So now she's mixing people who were abused with married women. So she's trying to create an overlap there, saying a third of abuse survivors say their access to money was controlled by the perpetrator.
A quarter report that their partner did not let them have money for essentials during the relationship, and a third have had to give up their home as a result of the abuse or leaving the relationship.
Oh, a third had to give up their home as a result of abuse or leaving the relationship. Oh my God. Oh my God. A third. Wow. So 2/3 didn't have to do it. Gee, how many fucking men lose their houses in divorce in the United States of America? How many men lose their entire life savings, their pensions, because their wife wanted to go out and fuck the pool boy because she saw some shit on The View that made her feel empowered and oppressed at the same time?
I'm not saying that every relationship where men are in charge of the finances is abusive. Just that giving up your financial autonomy and placing it in the hands of your partner is highly risky if things do indeed go wrong.
So where is your fucking campaign, you ugly troglodyte? where's your campaign to stop that? Because she said if you give all of the financial responsibility to the other party, it's not something good. Yeah, like marriage in the United States of America. Okay, exactly like that. Because you can fucking make this goddamn bitch your wife who works at Starbucks, and you make $200, $300, $400, $500,000 a year. You got a baller house. You got a nice car. And guess what? She can cheat on you, go fuck someone else, file for divorce, and you have to give up 50% of your assets. Are you fucking kidding me? Are we witnessing the blatant hypocrisy and psychopathy in this shit? FBI is in the house. They say women will get a home loan just so they can buy a Birkin bag. Yikes, bro. Hilarious.
If you've ever spent time on Tradwife TikTok, you'll notice a certain irony that despite rejecting modern womanhood, its advocates love nothing more than appropriating the language of feminism in order to advance anti-feminist goals. Because men...
What's an anti-feminist goal? So the goal of feminism is for women to do whatever they want. These women want to do whatever they want, and so they just say, I want to be a housewife, but they know that's okay. So basically what she's saying is get back on the plantation. Go back to being a corporate slave. Go back to your slavery, because you're not allowed to do this. This is not okay.
Men and women are so different, and that is okay. We as women just need to learn that that is okay. Stepping into your feminine side is okay. Being a mother is okay.
Once more, this dresses...
So how does that tie? Because look at this shit, bro. I don't even know how these people have a fucking YouTube channel. It's like there's no... Listen to what she says, and then listen to like the example of fucking anti-feminist rhetoric given by this Australian girl. Listen.
In order to advance, advocates notice a certain irony that despite rejecting modern womanhood, its advocates love nothing more than appropriating the language of feminism in order to advance anti-feminist goals.
Because men and women are so different, and that is okay. We as women just need to learn that that is okay. Stepping into your feminine side is okay. Being a mother is okay.
Once more.
Right. So that's not okay. She says modern these women are rejecting modern womanhood. Let's talk about what modern womanhood is. Let's be honest, okay? Because we're all normal here. Being a slut, modern womanhood. The average girl in America is a promiscuous chick. She's sleeping around. Okay? These chicks are talking on the Fresh and Fit, on the whatever podcast, on TikTok, whatever. These chicks are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 with a 20, 30, 40 person body count. So you're a slut. You have no relationship skills. You are in fucking tons of student loan debt. All the studies show that promiscuous sex fucks with people's brains, but it fucks with women's brains way more. And men, we don't want to wife up a fucking slut. We don't want to wife up a chick who's been ran through. Okay? We don't want it. The majority of normal guys don't want a girl who has a fucking laundry list of dicks she sucked. We don't want that. It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. It's dishonorable. Imagine walking into a party and you're with your girl, and then you see like two dudes that both fucked her. How do you feel? Just the same way that your girl doesn't want you texting your ex-girlfriends. Why? Because she views them as a threat to steal you away. Rejecting modern womanhood. Corporate slavery, debt slavery, being addicted to drugs, being a fucking slut. Are you kidding me? This is what they should run and sign up for? That's funny. No bueno por caca. Milagro says women can't cope. They really, I mean, she's coping pretty hard right now. She's coping hard. Ugh, killing my appetite. Ugh, I'm gonna vomit.
Or this dresses up being explicitly submissive to your husband as an act of individualist liberation. But the simple truth is that if it were possible for men and women to be socially equal but financially unequal, the tradwife trend wouldn't be popular with reactionaries and the far right. It's the very fact that it advocates women voluntarily surrendering their autonomy by presenting it as an aspirational lifestyle, which makes it so popular. With
How is she fucking giving up her autonomy? Does this bitch even know what autonomy means? Okay. Autonomy is the right or condition of self-government. So that is what submission is. Submitting to your husband. They are saying, okay, I am going to make this decision to trust my husband to guide us and lead us. That is autonomy.
conservatives, misogynists, white nationalists, and religious fundamentalists.
She was not wife material. I had to chop and screw her mind a little bit. I was playing like operation with her brain.
The tradwife trend sits in the middle of an online content network, drawing together different subcultures, movements, and interests. Its focus on homemaking connects to other lifestyle content like recipes, interior decor, skincare, soft life, and homesteading, which is like farming but made aesthetic. Its interest in marriage and relationships, obviously, links to dating, psychology, and self-help. And its rigid belief in fixed gender roles, its rejection of feminism and liberal, left-wing, or progressive values, and its emphasis on Christianity means that it has lent a feminine veneer to conservative, far-right, and white nationalist ideologies. One thing that comes up again and again is this idea of women submitting to their husbands as a form of submission to God.
Wives, respect your husbands. It's biblical. It's in the Bible.
You treat your husband as the head of the household and obey him. It's a sacrifice, but it is a sacrifice well worth it.
And this is meant to be a reciprocal relationship. You, as a woman, don't have to feel degraded by submitting to your husband, because the premise is that his religious beliefs stop him from behaving badly.
You want your wife to follow you? Be a man and follow Jesus and give her a reason to.
If only we had any history of religious men wielding their power to abuse those more vulnerable than them.
Here we go. So here we have a history of men using religion to fucking control women and kill them all. Shocker there. Look at that.
Like with the example.
Wait, let's hold on. I'm trying to figure out a pattern here.
It's those more vulnerable than them.
White. Okay, got it. White. Got it. And white. Okay. All right. White. So apparently Christian men are en masse getting married to multiple white women. And this is the only religion that does that, I guess. Oh, wait a minute. What's another religion that has always been known for being able to have multiple wives? Because in Christianity, you could just have one wife. Yeah, that's right. The Nation of Islam, Muslim people. Here is a Malaysian man with multiple wives. Here is an Indonesian man with multiple wives. Okay? Multiple wives. But of course, she has to lie and manipulate her audience because there is no validity to her argument, nor the size of her nose or her second chin. Just joking on those last two. But the validity is she eats too much. genetically ugly. But of course, you can't do that because Muslim dudes will fuck you up. She is Muslim. So of course, she just is cherry picking data to support her very vapid point, empty like her brain. But what can you really expect from a girl that wants attention? Because here's the reality, okay? Here's the truth. This chick, the reason she's on screen right now, the reason she went to do this, because she doesn't get enough attention based upon just her regular physical beauty. So she had to overcompensate and become a face on the internet and spread all this vitriol and hate and get celebrated for it because she can't get the attention by just being a normal, beautiful chick. That's the reality. That's the truth. Okay. Shout out to Super Hobby, $5 super chat. At this point, her video seems like a parody. She can't be serious. She is serious. She is serious. I mean, this thing has more holes in the argument than a fucking slice of Swiss cheese. Steve the Art Guy, $5 super chat. Notice how they say tradcons are against feminists as if feminism is an obvious force for good. Bull. Exactly. Exactly. And the reason I'm doing this is so you guys can see this all roots down to a little girl inside herself that feels unloved, unworthy, and ugly. Okay. Yeah. Islam is very patriarchal and traditional. Does she not know her own religion? No, because you know what? Because Christian dudes are pussies and they don't hold their women accountable. And guys from the Nation of Islam are real men. They hold anybody accountable. Did you see like Biden has been having some friction with the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? And they said, the royal family says, don't forget, if you fuck with us, we will become martyrs. These dudes are the last men on this fucking planet with a backbone. These fucking Islamic men. And I respect the Nation of Islam. I respect these men because they fucking have a backbone. They're strong men. They're not weak. We're about to enter Ramadan. These guys are fucking ready to roll. Anne is in the house. She says she is so masculine. Oof. Anne, are you the girl I DM'd on Instagram? Annie Var, is that your name? Anyways, let's continue. Let's go to this.
With the example of finances, the idea of submission is that by giving up her independence, autonomy, and power, a woman will be taken care of by a good and godly man. She serves him, he serves Christ, but only one person is scrubbing out the toilet.
And there's only one person in the fucking boardroom. There's only one person getting chewed out in fucking HR. There's only one person fighting traffic. There's only one person paying the fucking bills. There's only one person going downstairs to check on what the fuck that noise was in the middle of the night. And that's the man.
But
but she has to scrub a toilet. Guys, I'm sorry. Okay, let me just tell you something. If you live at home, man or woman, and you don't scrub your toilet, you're fucking disgusting. Okay, if you have a brown ring of shit around your toilet, if your toilet has a hue of white to it, if you have white pea spots on your fucking toilet lid or with the seat or under the seat as well, you're fucking nasty. You're disgusting. All right? Man or woman, that's nasty. It's disgusting. Have some self-respect and live in a fucking clean house. I clean my fucking house, and when I can't, guess what I do? I'm a baller, bro. I'll pay a woman to do it because women clean better than men. Every fucking guy knows that. Every guy knows maybe they don't, but people who are smart know there is man clean and then there is woman clean. Okay. My mom is staying with me now. And I went out and I was entertaining Sneako and all this stuff. My mom pulled my bed out from the bedroom, dusted everything. She's reorganizing everything. I'm just leaving my mom in my room, my house. My house is just getting cleaner and better. Okay. And a good woman is a woman that knows how to clean and maintain the house, because you don't want to marry some fucking slob pig of a woman and live in filth like you're some fucking slum. No. Shout out to Accelerated Grace. Shout out to you, MLD. Your content is lit and your messages for men is pivotal. So now we in the chat. Appreciate you, my G. Yeah, exactly. Oh, shocker. Let's see. Harry, who lost 60 pounds, makes 6 figures, good looking, smart, fucking socially dialed in. Women want this guy. And look what he says. Bro, I clean. My girl helps me clean. And when I'm very lazy, I hire my favorite cleaning lady. Period. Chris Bellin says, I clean. Listen, some of these women are, listen, not all women are good cleaners. And I'll tell you something. If a woman lives in filth and she can't clean well, she is not good for a long-term relationship. You do not want to spend your life in filth, okay? When I was dating Miss MLD, right? One time I had to go out and handle some business. And I was like, babe, sorry, you guys stay home. I just got to go out and handle some fucking business, right? I was linking up with some crypto dudes or something along the line. I'm always wheeling and dealing in Tokyo. And the house was already clean. And I came back home and I was like, hey, babe, how are you? What was going on? I was like, how's your day? You know, she's like, oh, I was hanging out with Happy, my dog. She's like, I hang out with Happy. I was watching some Disney movies. And then, well, she's like, I didn't have anything to clean. And I just noticed that you had all these white shirts. And she's like, you had like a little bit of like dirt stains on all your white shirts. She's like, so I took some bleach and I cleaned all the collars of your white shirts. And she showed it to me. And I was just like, I want to buy you a fucking mountain-sized diamond right now. And I was like, wherever you want to go for dinner, whatever you want to do, if you want to go shopping, and not like, let's go to fucking Chanel. Like if you need little things here and there, I'll take care of you. Instead of being a fucking slovenly pig who's just sitting there addicted to your smartphone, chatting with your friends about bullshit, fucking scrolling on TikTok, ordering Uber Eats, being a fucking pig. No, I don't want to deal with that. Okay? And neither should you. And I'm telling you, if you get with a chick that's a dirty girl, bro, there's a lot more going up here negative than you want to be dealing with. And that stank pussy is not worth it. It is not.
Influence of fundamentalist religion extends far beyond whatever private arrangements a couple may have as part of a household.
Hey, Andrew, you better mod me, you motherfucker. You better mod me right now. I'm going to come to Korea, whoop your ass. I'm going to give you some more gray hairs.
Tradwife culture is dominated by aggressively anti-abortion, anti-birth control, and anti-sex views. Using the language and aesthetics of wellness influencers, tradwife religious and conservative advocates have taken to TikTok in order to push disinformation about birth control.
Right, because all these other chicks that are just talking like, yeah, oh, I took birth control and like, I haven't had my period in 4 years. Totally safe. Hey, at least you're not pregnant, but you may never get pregnant again. And your entire fucking hormonal system is scrambled like some eggs. But hey, at least no man is telling you what to do. You don't worry about that period. It'll come back, hopefully. You know? So many chicks, they fucking take fucking birth control. Their skin breaks out. They have like mental problems. They fucking have period problems. Like the list goes on and on and on. Okay.
Can range from falsely calling the pill a carcinogenic to hyping out the rhythm or pull-out methods on social media. Just to be clear, these are less forms of contraception than they are playing pregnancy roulette.
I just want to, oh God, can we just, my favorite part about her is just like this collection of yellow plaque right here in her teeth. I just can't stop staring at it. Do you guys see it at home? I just keep staring at it. I'm just like, oh, I have like a dental like kit in my bathroom, like with like those little hooks I bought off of Amazon for like $10. And I scrape the corner of my fucking teeth often to get this shit all clean, especially because I have the veneers. I floss and everything. My teeth are in immaculate condition. But this is gross.
To be clear, these are less forms of contraception than they are playing pregnancy roulette.
All in black.
As well as celebrating the...
And let's be honest, modern women are aborting babies left and right, okay? They're not using fucking any common sense with their fucking reproductive safety decisions at all.
overturn of Roe versus Wade, some tradwives have allied themselves with the conservative right by taking aggressively transphobic stances, contrasting trans, queer, and even just feminist women to their authentic, natural, and politically reactionary model of femininity. There's a conspiratorial edge to some of the big tradwife social media accounts, from pushing anti-vax and anti-mask content.
God forbid if you're anti-vax, right? Because there's like 0% evidence that the vax is harmful at all. Like 0%. Like, I mean, if you take the vaccine, you are so protected, like 10,000%. I mean, you should take like 1 million of the vaccines every time. You should just get a vaccine for yourself, and then if you can't get a vaccine for yourself, have someone get one for you. You know, just take as many as possible. You know, just vax your fucking brains out. That's all that matters, right? Nothing will happen to you. I mean, like, for example, like this chick here, like when she took the vaccine, you know, pay no attention. This is like, you know, this happened mainly because she's white. She's white and evil. That's why this happened, right? Like, I mean, who even knows if this is real? She took the vaccine, you know, and I mean, look, she's you know, this is not really, that's actually the patriarchy oppressing her. That has nothing to do with the vaccine. Yeah. So I'm so glad fucking Gimli's wife here can help us out with that clarification.
To claiming that feminism and LGBT rights movements are part of a depopulation agenda. There's an overlap, therefore, between the tradwife trend and white nationalism. This overlap can be implicit, subtle, and unconscious, taking place through aesthetics. This might be using adverts of white nuclear families from the 1950s to stand in for the universal ideal marriage, or contrasting the ideal tradwife to the stereotypical boss bitch.
All these girls she's highlighting are so pretty. And she literally, dude, I'm just going to, I need to do a quick character. I just need to do an analysis real quick. Okay. I see a similarity here. You tell me, but I mean, look, come on, look here.
Shut up and take my money.
Okay. I see a similarity. You tell me. The nose, look at the teeth with the same buttery plaque buildup there. Right. The dead eyes that have seen endless battles. The dead eyes that have seen endless dicks from fucking hookups nonstop. There's a big, I mean, this is a very big comparison. Does she live in a mountain? Does she love gold? There's a similarity here. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I got LASIK, a couple years ago. Maybe it's fading. I don't know.
Who's always associated with hip hop culture and almost always black. This reinforces the idea that the ideal, most elegant, and most desirable model of femininity is white European. And women of color are less feminine, more aggressive, and more in need of civilizing.
Right. Women of color are okay. Great. Yeah. Just like all the fucking beautiful Korean women and Japanese women and Chinese women and Vietnamese women that are women of color and way more feminine than creatures like you. Well, let's be honest. White women are not holding a W right now in the United States of America. White women are holding a big, 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 fat L. And I mean fat in every sense of the word. Okay.
But the connections can also be more explicit. One mumfluencer called Wife with a Purpose issued a white baby challenge, calling on women to have as many white babies as possible.
What's wrong with that? If it was a black woman saying, let's have as many black babies as possible, what's wrong with that? What about the fucking the women in Vietnam? What about Mexican women who are having tons of kids? What about the average Latino family that's having like fucking tons of kids? Do you see how there's no logic in her argument whatsoever?
Is an idea central to neo-Nazism. Its adherents justify their violent and hateful ideologies by talking about the need to secure a future for white children and making sure that the beauty of the white Aryan woman, their words, does not perish from the earth. Trad wives become an important
I don't want white women to disappear. Why would she?
Component of the Great Replacement myth, pushed by white nationalists. If modernity is defined by diversity, both of lifestyles and of ethnicity, then the trad wife marks the return to an era of social and racial conformity. Women with choices and agency aren't usually so keen on submitting themselves to a life of reproductive captivity in the interest of furthering racism. Hence, trad wives.
So let's just rewind her. Let's just rewind that again to kind of fully encapsulate the stupid.
Conformity. Women with choices and agency aren't usually so keen on submitting themselves to a life of reproductive captivity in the interest of furthering racism.
Women who have the choice of doing whatever they like, whatever they want with their wife, don't want to fucking submit to a man and get married. Is that what she's saying? Why is Beyonce married? Let's see. Why are all these super powerful celebrity women married? Why is Cardi B married? That's a real question. Why is Cardi B married? Good Lord. Reproductive captivity. Yes, like Milagros just said here. Reproductive captivity. Yes, you are captive by your children. No. It's, again, how the fuck does this bitch even know anything about motherhood? She's not even a fucking mother.
Hence, trad wives. White nationalism, anti-choice ideology, and religious fundamentalism aside, if you want to know with certainty whether the trad wife trend is an empowering reclamation of domestic labor or just regular old sexism made palatable with TikTok aesthetics, just look at the kind of men who approve of it.
Or I don't like girls who are over sociable. I don't like girls who know lots of people. I don't like girls who are always out.
As someone who...
So, all Tate says he doesn't like a chick that's overly sociable, always out. I don't like that either. I want a girl who's like, oh, I'm going to go out. I'm going to go to this club. I know this person over here. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go there. Blah, blah, blah. Like, where you going, bitch? If you ever look at those chicks who are always out on the run and you take a look how they live. Look at their houses, okay? First of all, their houses are a total mess, okay? Their personal finances are a total mess. They're usually fucking scrambled eggs in the brain. They're scatterbrained like no other, okay? These chicks, they're off their marbles. And Tate is just talking about a preference that he wants. But she's like, oh, this is tied to white nationalism and racism. Like, dude, Tate is fucking half black, you dumb bitch.
You know, is totally down with looking at girls half naked on Instagram. It's fucking great. But
here are two men, both accused of sex crimes, by the way, who have made money by sexualizing women. They've crafted their professional personas around having sex with lots of different women, but here they are celebrating trad wives and denigrating modern women.
No, they're denigrating hoes, okay? Hoes. Women with high body counts, women who fuck a lot of different dudes. Guys don't like that. It's not gonna fucking change. We do not want to wife up a chick with 30, 20, 40, 50, 15 bodies. What are you doing? It's disgusting. It is not good for women. Science, your great God that you worship in the sky, even your religion of Muslim. How are Muslim? Okay, dude, Muslim dudes, you need to like check this bitch. You need to find her and check her. Abdul, come on.
Haram!
You got to do something. You got to do better there, buddy. Just insane. Just insane, bro. Crazy bitch.
And that isn't because they want to treat women as a whole better, but because it serves as an excuse to treat lots of women much worse because they're not the good girls or whatever.
We don't sit around and like beat up women that are hoes. We just fuck them and we're done with them. That's it.
Not about embracing tradition, respect, and dignity. That's just old-fashioned misogyny. Okay, so while I think all these things explain the political impact of the trad wife trend, they don't explain why it's so appealing in the first place. The answer is simple. Modern life, in many ways, sucks.
Right. There's some modern life. It does suck. And you know why it sucks? Because you bought the lie hook, line, and sinker. You guys bought the bullshit of body fucking positivity. Now you're all fucking fat and unhappy. And guess what? When you're fat, men don't want to be with you. Men ignore you, and women want attention. Okay. And guess what? Now you're covered. Now you got fucking student loan debt for your liberal arts degree that you can't get a fucking job with. And you've been ran through 30, 40, 50 dudes by the time you're 30. And that's a real number. That's like very average. By the time a woman gets to 30, she's fucked 30, 40, 50 dudes. Dude, a lot of these girls can't remember their body count. That's how much they've been ran through. Ran through. Dunking on these sluts, bro.
It's hard to make the case in an era of low wages, high anxiety, precarious work, and extortionate rents that women are liberated just through entering the labor market. Everyone knows by now that leaning in alone won't make you a girl boss. The relative economic security of previous decades, a job for life, housing you could afford, pensions, and a debt-free life has been obliterated in the slash and burn of neoliberalism. If you're under 45 or you don't own a house, the future can feel fucking bleak. You add to that the experience.
So nasty to trash bag a woman, cussing and stuff. Gross. Very unbecoming, very just a nasty behavior.
Is that many people have dating, like being ghosted or being treated like you're disposable. It's no wonder that people feel dissatisfied, intensely so, with the status quo. There is a longing for care, for order, for security and certainty. And the fantasy being sold by trad wives is that all those things are in reach for women. If only we give up our autonomy and return to the gender roles of an imagined and idealized past.
she thinks being a freedom and autonomy is given up as a wife. Like a woman becomes a wife, she's like, okay, now I'm a dumb slave and I just have no fucking brain to think by myself. If you've ever actually talked to like Allie, Real Femme Sapien behind the scenes, she's actually a really smart girl. She's not a dummy at all. But again, it all goes back to the inner game of this chick. You know, she's sitting here shitting on white people, shitting on white people, shitting on white people. Okay. But lo and behold, who's her boyfriend? A white dude. Okay. A fucking white dude. There's the guy right there. Oh, white people are so evil. I'm going to reform my white man. And the years have not been kinder. This was May 2021, where she didn't look as bad as she does now. Oh, boy. You know, posting pictures like this, with like, come on, you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. Tattooed. Ugh, gross. Hate landlords. Right. What does she do? Just live for free?
And that's the thing. The lifestyle being sold is a fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. Milagro says, white people are evil, but I'm going to allow them inside of me.
It's fictitious. As my colleague Moya Lothian McLean has argued, Tradwife TikTok doesn't really show images of domestic labor. It depicts domestic leisure.
Personally, I believe I'm not meant to work.
Who cares? Even if they are having a good time, these girls are just mad because no man wants to marry them because they're not marriage material. That's the bottom line.
I'm meant to do this all day.
It's like an extended session of playing dress up. You get to glide around wearing floaty skirts and dresses, organizing your snack cupboard and baking bread. And look, that's my idea of a nice day too. Who doesn't like an opportunity to feel gorgeous and eat nice things? This idealized portrayal of domestic labor chimes with a wider social media trend of soft life, a lifestyle of skincare and sourdough, taking the path of least resistance and doing so aesthetically.
So the path of least resistance is not being a whore? Really?
As work has become less rewarding, literally, the worker's share is declining relative to asset wealth, people seek comfort in images of serenity, relaxation, quiet, and nourishment. What influencers do, whether they're trad wives or Instagram babes, is tap into that human desire for respite and channel it into something else. So for your typical wellness influencer, that'll be woo-flavored consumerism. And for trad wives, it's an ideological insistence.
She is so fucking hot. That's why she's mad. This chick is hot, bro. She is white. She's got blonde hair. She's got big tits, nice skin. This chick is hot. This chick is so fucking hot. And you know why she's really ultra hot even more? She's not a fucking hoe. She is not a hoe. That's the biggest thing. And I'm sorry, ladies, but it is what it is. The damage is done once you go down that fucking, you do the hoe face and all that shit. The damage is done. Most women don't recover from that shit. They don't. And she's salty. You gotta, there is a finite amount that you can handle mentally before you start to lose your fucking brain after you're getting pumped and dumped year after year after year.
That if women make themselves dependent on men, they can find the ease and fulfillment they've been longing for. So, what to do?
And look at all those girls. They look happy. They're good looking. And this girl is ugly and angry. Who are you gonna follow?
Do about it. I think it means generating a different vision of fulfillment, happiness, emotional nourishment, and yeah, family life.
That's in traditionalism. That's literally what's been working forever, and we've recently stepped away from it, and everybody's fucking miserable.
Which isn't predicated on the patriarchal domination of women.
There is no patriarchal domination of women. If anything, women are dominating men in the States right now, and everybody's fucking miserable. Miserable and suffering. Look at this ugly thing.
Work won't set women free, and neither will being ruled by men.
Men don't rule over women. What the fuck is this moron prattling on about?
It's freedom, equality, and reciprocal care that will.
Such a garbage message from a garbage organization and a garbage little fucking person. Okay, and then if you go here, look at this. Women are already not agreeing with them. 5 days ago, honestly, I wish I was privileged enough to be a traditional wife and take care of my husband the way he deserves. If a woman is happy staying at home and not needing to work, then what's wrong with that? I wish I could do that. My husband deserves it 100%. Okay? So, old retired guy, you have to work out how your own marriage works. Nobody has any right to judge you. My wife and I have been married over 50 years. We both are very happy. We stayed home until the kids went to school. One of us was always home for the kids when they came home. Wow. So being a good parent, wow. Not outsourcing fucking your children being raised by strangers. What a novel concept. She's old school and loves her love and shows her love by caring for me 100%. I also look out for her. She cooks and brings me food. When I told her she did not have to do this, she told me it was a small way to show me she loves me. I made her go to work so she would have her own income if something happened to me. We were both retired, financially okay. Marriage is a team effort. It's not about submitting to someone, okay? Or some people just want to not wake up at 6 a.m., work 8 hours. My wife had a good job. After we had our firstborn, she decided she didn't want to work anymore, and luckily, I make enough to support our little family. Both options are fine. Whether you're a stay-at-home or working, well, who cares? It's their lives to live, not yours, okay? Yeah, you know what I mean? And look at this. This lady, Daisy Samuel, says, I have had the chance of doing both staying at home and working, especially the past 3 years. And I like the fact that I have the choice to do both. That I can give you time. I like my freedom to choose when I feel like it. Okay. So and this guy put the cope in this video is wild. Okay. And this one's what you've sold trad wifery to me. I approve. So it's just like a total failed thing, because here's the thing, right? My biggest thing is this. I think the world in general is looking at this whole liberal agenda and all this bullshit, and they're just like, you know what? This shit's fucking weird. It's weird, and we don't like it, and we're rejecting it. And they're pushing so hard, so hard, right? And they're failing. They're failing miserably. But again, going back to it, at the heart of it is this chick clearly hates herself. She clearly grew up in the UK because she has an accent. Probably saw a bunch of white girls and white advertisements and white everything everywhere. And she's like, this is racist. It's like, no, bitch, you moved to a fucking country that was established by white people. That's like me moving to Japan and be like, oh my God, everything's in Japanese. What the fuck, man? Why don't I match the Japanese beauty standard or the handsome standard? If you want to be like a handsome guy in like Japanese standard, like having a haircut like this, you're supposed to have like longer hair. Like the Japanese like Chads and shit have like longer hair. They're more slender, right? It's just different fucking cultures, different standards. But again, the modern woman, what she'll do, because she's broken inside, right, is that she will fucking whine and complain and project her inner turmoil onto the world as the world's responsibility. So, listen, that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Stay away from these types of chicks. And when you see this chick, bro, you can't change her. She's fucking cancer. It's like the Holocaust. Never again. Okay? Never, ever, ever again. Don't let it happen. Okay? So, that being said, if you want to learn about this even more, March 30th, we're going live with Inner Game Healing. So go to innergamehealing.com, put your best email address in here, click here to get on the waiting list, and we are locked and loaded for the launch next week. Until then, I'll see you guys. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't subscribed. We're almost at 200,000 subscribers here on the channel. Appreciate you. The channel's blowing up. We're going to be at 1 million subscribers in no time. I love you all. Don't forget, when in doubt, make money, make muscles, learn game,